In April 2026, India's finance minister convened an unscheduled closed-door meeting. She summoned bank chiefs and senior officials from the Reserve Bank of India to New Delhi. There was no liquidity crunch. The markets were stable. No institution reported a regulatory breach, and there was no threat of a bank run. The trigger for the meeting sat entirely outside the financial sector. It was an artificial intelligence platform called Claude Mythos, currently in closed testing by the US tech company Anthropic. The fact that a single software platform triggered an emergency summit at the highest levels of Indian finance proves a hard reality. Regulators no longer view AI as a novel tech tool. They are treating it as a systemic national security threat. To understand the panic, look at how Indian banks are built. Customers interact with sleek mobile interfaces daily, but beneath those bright screens sits a foundation of decades-old legacy code.
Buried within these patched layers are dormant bugs, surviving because manual auditing is impossible. For decades, the sheer amount of human labor required to hunt down these specific flaws acted as a natural logistical defense mechanism. It simply took too much time for attackers to find the cracks. But AI removes that friction entirely. The massive logistical buffer that previously protected these banking systems has been completely neutralized. According to early closed testing, Claude Mythos can consistently outperform human engineers at identifying cybersecurity vulnerabilities. It does not fatigue. It scans millions of lines of complex codebase at a speed and scale human teams cannot match. Researchers reported that the platform efficiently surfaced thousands of high-severity, dormant bugs across major operating systems. These were systems that conventional security audits had previously cleared as totally secure. On paper, this is a miraculous salvation for bank IT chiefs. It gives them a tool capable of finding and fortifying their crumbling digital foundations before a catastrophic failure occurs. But that capability introduces an immediate structural problem. Once an AI can surface every vulnerability hidden in a system, who controls what happens to that list? This is the dual-use dilemma. The skills to patch a vulnerability and the skills to exploit it are identical. The exact same prompt an engineer uses for a defensive audit can generate an attacker's targeted hit list. Anthropic has implemented safeguards, keeping the platform restricted to closed user groups. They have engaged directly with the US government to strengthen national cyber defenses. The tool is currently restrained. Claude Mythos has not changed the mechanical rules of hacking, but by automating the discovery of these hidden flaws, it has industrialized the scale of the threat. Regulators categorize threats into two buckets. Known risks can be mitigated. You set a budget and build a firewall. But an unknown unknown is a risk so vast and entirely new that you cannot mathematically plan for it. An isolated hack causes a localized breach, but an AI-driven exploit at this scale could drain funds across multiple financial institutions simultaneously. This creates what is known as the governance gap. It is the terrifyingly wide space between what an AI platform can physically do right now and the frameworks humanity actually has in place to ensure it is used responsibly. This gap is the true source of New Delhi's anxiety. The technology is moving at an exponential rate, while the law moves at a linear one. The existential threat to millions of banking customers is not Anthropic's specific, heavily monitored Claude Mythos platform itself. The danger is that a technological threshold has been crossed. Once a capability like this is proven to work, it does not remain exclusive for long. Unconstrained actors operating completely outside responsible frameworks will inevitably develop identical tools. We have entered a permanent new state for the global financial system. Discovering the deepest, most complex vulnerabilities is no longer a barrier. The distance between an impenetrable banking network and sector-wide ruin is now